Ever wonder what it was really like to live in ancient Rome? Forget everything you think you know about toga parties and gladiators for a moment. Let's talk about something far more personal. Something we all do every day: staying clean. You might picture ancient times as grimy and smelly, but the Romans, they were obsessed with hygiene. Their daily rituals were so elaborate, so central to their culture, that they built monumental structures just for bathing. We're going on an immersive journey back in time to uncover the surprisingly sophisticated and sometimes downright bizarre world of Roman cleanliness. From grand public baths to their personal grooming kits, you're about to see a side of Rome you've never imagined. We often take our modern bathrooms for granted, with hot running water, scented soaps, and fluffy towels. But for a Roman, hygiene was a public spectacle, a social event, and a cornerstone of health. Let's start with the heart of Roman daily life: the bath. This place was massive, capable of holding thousands of people at once. It was decorated with stunning mosaics, towering marble columns, and magnificent statues. It was a feast for the eyes before you even touched the water. First, you'd head to the Palestra, an open-air courtyard for exercise. Romans believed in working up a good sweat before bathing. You'd see men wrestling, lifting weights, or playing ball games. After your workout, covered in sweat and grime, you wouldn't just hop in the shower. Instead, you'd enter the apoditerium, the changing room. Here, you'd undress, storing your clothes in little cubbies. This was a place of social leveling, where senators and commoners alike stripped down, ready for the bathing ritual. Now the real cleaning begins. You'd move into the tepidarium, a warm room designed to help you acclimatize and continue sweating, opening up your pores. This was a social hub, a place to lounge, chat with friends, and catch up on the latest gossip. Think of it as a warm, steamy lounge. From there, it was on to the main event, the caldarium, the hot room. The heat here was intense, generated by an ingenious underfloor heating system called a hypercaust. The air was thick with steam. Here, you wouldn't use soap. Instead, you'd slather your body with olive oil. Yes, olive oil. It was the Roman soap. You, or more often a slave, would use the strigil to scrape off the oil, along with all the dirt, sweat, and dead skin. It sounds a bit strange to us, but this was the peak of exfoliation in the ancient world. After being thoroughly scraped clean, you take a dip in a hot pool within the caldarium. But the baths offered more than just bathing. You could get a massage, have your body hair plucked, a popular practice for both men and women, or listen to poets and philosophers. It was the center of Roman social life. You could spend an entire afternoon there, emerging clean, relaxed, and well-informed. For a small entry fee, sometimes even free, any Roman citizen could enjoy this luxury. It was a brilliant way for emperors to keep the population happy and healthy. Public latrines were common, often located near the baths. For toilet paper, they used something called a tersorium, which was essentially a sea sponge on a stick. After use, it was rinsed in a channel of running water or a bucket of salt water or vinegar and left for the next person. While it sounds horrifying to us, the continuously running water underneath the benches made these public latrines surprisingly less smelly than you might think. below. This is one of the reasons Roman cities, despite their advanced aqueducts and sewers, could still be quite fragrant in certain areas. The famous Cloaca Maxima, Rome's great sewer, was an engineering marvel, but it couldn't solve everything. Barbershops were social hotspots, much like the baths, where men exchanged news and gossip. They used iron razors, which had to be sharpened constantly and, without modern sterilization, could lead to nasty cuts and infections. After shaving, they might apply a soothing balm or even powders. Roman women also had elaborate beauty routines. They prized a pale complexion, using powders made from chalk or white lead, which of course was highly toxic. They used charcoal for eyeliner and soot for darkening their eyebrows. For eyeshadow, they might use crushed minerals like green malachite or blue azurite. And for blush and lipstick, they used substances like red ochre or even the sediment from red wine. They also had complex hairstyles, often involving wigs and hairpieces made from the hair of conquered peoples. The ammonia in aged urine acted as a powerful whitening and cleaning agent. While it sounds disgusting, it actually worked. Mouthwashes were also used, often made from herbs mixed with, you guessed it, vinegar or urine. Finally, let's touch on Roman medicine and its connection to hygiene. Roman doctors, heavily influenced by the Greeks, understood the importance of cleanliness in preventing disease, even if they didn't understand germ theory. They knew that clean water was healthier than dirty water, which is why they built their incredible aqueducts to bring fresh spring water into the cities. They learned that washing wounds and boiling their surgical instruments in water led to much higher survival rates for injured soldiers. They may not have had our modern conveniences, but their dedication to hygiene was revolutionary. They built an entire culture around the act of bathing, turning a daily chore into a social, political, and architectural marvel. They were pioneers of public health, masters of engineering, and, in their own unique way, champions of clean living. The world of Roman hygiene is a fascinating blend of brilliant innovation and practices that make us shudder, but it reveals so much about who they were. Thanks for joining us on this journey back in time. If you found this dive into Roman daily life as fascinating as I did, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into history. Let us know in the comments what ancient culture you'd like us to explore next. See you in the next video.